But so like if you're 22 and watching this, which I know a lot of you young guys are watching this, and you want to pursue the big money, what do you do? One, you could try to go to the traditional path and try to be perpetually lucky and or tragically lucky, and I've mentioned the flaws of that approach in a different video. And two, you can use your office politics and guile to try to climb up the ladder. Or three, if you want to pursue this entrepreneurship route, you can either go for the scale up, but you really need to have, this is where I think you need to have a great idea, ideally connections to access to capital to scale it up quickly, and built up some sort of expertise in building businesses. And it'll probably take you 2 or 3 tries at doing this before you really get the hang of it. And that 2 or 3 tries is going to take probably 10 to 15 years that you may not be making as much money as your friends in corporate America because you're putting every dime into your business. And I actually guess the same with lifestyle businesses too. There's the FOMO effect. Like a lot of people who pursue business don't realize in entrepreneurship, it often costs you 4 times as much money and takes 4 times as long as you expect to hit escape velocity. And of those times, you could fall behind your friends in certain milestones, such as buying a house or having that nice Mercedes or BMW, or getting married and having a family, because you either can't financially do that at the time, or you're just so busy pursuing your business. That's another cost, the social cost. That's because of costs like the social cost and the risk cost is why entrepreneurship pays. There's no such thing as a free lunch. You by taking the risk of failure and the risk of delayed gratification, you get the reward of building the business. So back to what I would do in your situation. What I would do in your situation is I would try to spend my 20s, particularly the first 5 years or so out of university, working in the field that either A, you find interesting, or B, will teach you the skills you need to start the business you want and pays you enough to generate enough savings to live off of. Like, I usually recommend when people, if they're going to leave their job to start a business, have at least 1.5 to 3 years of savings of living costs and have a way to keep their living costs theoretically down. So that is one way to go about it. And that's probably how I would do it. You just got to build your expertise, and sometimes it may take more than 5 years. If you're like in a really advanced technical profession, say if you want to start a alternative energy company and you need to understand the whole technology of building the alternative energy, or if you want to start a mining company and you need the access to capital and the connections and the experience working in the management of a mining company, that's going to take a while. If it's something that's a little bit more simple of a business to start, and the expertise is more simple to grasp, or is more service oriented, doesn't require a lot of heavy physical capital, you can do it faster. Like, it'd probably be easier to start a CPA practice than it would be to start a offshore oil drilling company, and it would probably require less experience in corporate America to do the former versus the latter. That's just an example. So yeah, and if you are more generalist and want to just pursue like making a product or you have an idea for a product already, and it doesn't really line up with a specific role, then if you don't have a specific interest or a specific niche, like mine was finance and investment, so that's what I did in my career before I went on my own, then I recommend getting into some business development or sales role to start, because the biggest challenge really for any business, especially at the beginning, is sales. And if you could sell a product that corporates pay their salespeople a lot of money to sell, then it'd be easier to sell something that you strongly believe in as your own business. And especially if you have the more extroverted personality to do this. So say, for example, you work selling enterprise software for a random company here in California. You can get good at that. You'll have the confidence and the fundamental skills to say, like, if you find some bright engineer who invents another kind of more dynamic software that you think serves a niche that isn't being filled or is better than the competition out there, you could come in and be their business development partner and build a business that way. Or so maybe you invented your own product or service that's pretty cool, or software. And if you know that you could sell something for somebody else, you have a lot more confidence and you'll have the skills to be able to sell it for yourself. So I would say, if you don't have an idea of what kind of business you want to start or what kind of career you'd want to build your lifestyle business based on, go into sales, particularly selling B2B higher end products or things that are historically tough to sell. That you can, because then you could take that. One, the selling the B2Bs likely has a higher pay that while you're doing it, and better bonuses that you could save for your entrepreneurship reserve fund. But it also will help you be able to sell bigger deals. Like if even if your product's a physical product, negotiating with a chain of department stores to put it in, or negotiating with Amazon to have a preferred listing of it on their site, or whatever way you get your product exposed through distributors. Like if you have the background to do that, it's probably a lot easier than somebody who was, I don't know, an engineer their whole career and is trying to start selling from scratch. So yeah, that's my advice. If you want to get generational wealth, entrepreneurship is the path. However, entrepreneurship has costs, mainly probability of failure and also social costs. And the way to minimize those is, one, do it relatively early, but with experience. Like being an entrepreneur in your early 20s is a recipe for failure in the most part. There are some exceptions, but like late 20s, early 30s. So like you still, even if it doesn't work, you have the option to go back to corporate America. And if you need a few years to grind on this, you're not going to be too old and too far behind in your personal life. So when you finally do hit success, and that's how you're going to do it. And I think that especially in the world of AI and increased technological disruption and politicization of corporate America and the labor market, I think that the risks from entrepreneurship are they're still higher than being in corporate America, but they're on a relative basis lower than they have been in the past, especially when you have a more egalitarian based view on corporate mobility and pay and other things like that. That's kind of my take on it. And also the way our economic and tax system is structured, it's very difficult, and it's mainly office politics driven to move to the top of the establishment corporate hierarchy and save enough after-tax dollars to make generational wealth. I think the bigger ticket for that is entrepreneurship. And depending on what industry and what your passion is and what your product is and how much capital it requires, the time you need to build the experience will vary. And that's what you got to look at your first few corporate jobs as. They are education 2.0. It's like getting a master's degree instead of paying $50,000 a year in tuition plus your expenses. You are getting paid a salary to learn what it is like to run a business. And you should, when you do work at these companies, you need to think of it as the perspective of a business owner. Like, how is this company making money? What are they doing well? What are they not doing well? And what can I apply from my experiences to do that? And you could apply that to the experiences you have working with the vendors or your customers, and be like, what are their companies doing right and doing wrong? And you just have to go to absorb this. The other thing I think could be helpful to broaden your base is going to conferences in your industry. And that helps you kind of meet the right connections, one that can help you when you do scale your business and get into the business world, have people to talk to and make the introductions needed to propel the growth of your company. But also that you get a more broad perspective of multiple players all across your industry or your niche. Hopefully that helps. It's kind of a little off topic for my usual videos, but I think that entrepreneurship is the path on that. And however, you just got to do it smart. Like when I see these videos say, oh, being an entrepreneur is not a good idea, or, oh, like you're not being an entrepreneur, working in corporate America is dumb and you should just start an e-commerce business and drop out of college right away. There are two sides of the equally stupid coin. I do generally advocate for entrepreneurs with those with the stomach to take the risk, but it needs to be done in a smart and disciplined manner. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.